Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to see how this Marantz 2215B sounds after a restoration. So this here is an unrestored, pretty well used Marantz 2215B. It works, but it needs to be restored because, well, it's old. I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of get a benchmark on this thing, see how it sounds, and then when it's done being restored, I'll do the exact same thing a second time, and we'll be able to compare the two. I've got this microphone here. This is going to stay here until this is restored. I'm not going to move this or touch it or anything, so we're going to get the exact same microphone placement that we had for the benchmark. That's something I didn't do a good job with the last time I tried doing this, so I'm excited to see if I hear an actual difference this time. So the way this will work is I will take 3 songs, I will play them side by side, not restored and restored, and then after that I'll give my thoughts on what I heard and give you an opportunity to leave your thoughts in the comments section. If you haven't seen the restoration video of this receiver yet, go check that out right now. I'll put it there. Goes up there, right? Yes. That's going to be a long video showing everything that was done to this to bring it up to the speed it's at in the future. It's not done yet. I'm recording this for the future. Hey, it's the future. Let's take a look inside. Looking pretty nice in here. I gotta fix that still, but that doesn't really affect the sound. I've still got some capacitors to replace on the tuner board. I talked about that in the long form video, but that doesn't affect the sound of the power amplifier and the preamplifier. And now we're about to hear what this thing sounds like after it's been restored next to what it sounded like before. So just to be clear, we're gonna leave the bass and treble at flat. We'll turn loudness on because I like loudness, and then we're going to have the volume set to noon, which is pretty loud, pretty good listening volume. I'm going to look back at this when I do the restored recording so we can get as close to apples as possible. All that buzzing is stuff on the wall there, I believe. It's not anything the stereo's doing wrong. Alright, see you in the future. So what did you think? Did you hear any difference between restored and unrestored? I'll tell you right now, I don't think I heard a difference. I think any difference I heard might have been a result of me potentially bumping the microphone here and moving it ever so slightly. I think what I heard was just a difference in like room acoustics or something. But other than that, I think this sounds exactly the same. You know, that's not a bad thing that it sounds the same, because a Marantz 2215B sounds really good as it is. I had a question in the comments earlier this week of, you know, does the receiver sound different, or is it going to sound just like it did in the 70s? Obviously I cannot speak to whether this sounds exactly as it did in the 70s. I think I can say right here it sounds basically the same. But the point I tried to drive home pretty hard in the How to Restore Vintage Marantz video was that the reason you're doing this is you're doing it for reliability. The reliability of this receiver has been increased by a large factor. Everything that's in here that's of concern, that's known to go bad over time, has been replaced. So that makes this reliable, that makes this thing good to go for another 40 years. Some of you might be thinking about my 2250B video, thinking, well, that receiver sounded really different after you restored it. Why was there a difference in that one and not here? Two things for that one. One, the preamplifier integrated circuit chip was upgraded to a discrete op-amp from Sparkos Labs, and everybody has said that when they've done that upgrade, they've heard a difference. You're heavily modifying the preamplifier of that receiver when you make that change up to the discrete op-amp from the integrated circuit. And the second, and I think most important point, which I made a point to drive home in that video, was that the microphone placement for the before and after of the 2250B is not the same. I did not leave the microphone up in the same place while I was working on it and then go back and re-record it with the exact same setup like I did with this receiver. So this is a far, far more accurate comparison for before and after restoration audio samples versus the 2250B video. So at the end of the day, you do this for reliability and it's going to sound the same. Don't expect it to sound better, expect it to work just like this for many, many years to come. That's why you restore. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all the new subscribers that have shown up since I posted the videos about my really nasty Marantz 2230. If you haven't seen those videos, definitely go check them out. I think they're some of the best videos I've ever made, definitely entertaining. And if you haven't subscribed yet, well, please consider it, because there's going to be plenty more content about stuff like this, and definitely the Marantz 2230 is going to get some attention in the near future as well. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.